And our second Virtual Console game for July 27th is Mania, a classic and often overlooked Nintendo game. It released kind of late in the Game Boy's life, a little bit before Game Boy Color, 1997. So it was kind of in that weird interim phase of the whole Game Boy thing. Pokemon hadn't come out. People didn't care about classic or portable games. So Mania actually went a little bit overlooked, which is a shame because it's a really great puzzle game, a little bit in the kind of Adventures of Lolo style. And Shigeru Miyamoto, you know, the guy who made Mario and all those Nintendo games you love, actually was involved in its development. And it has that extra element of quality to it. Even though it's a very simple game, even by the end of the first world, it becomes pretty mentally stimulating. It takes a bit of effort to get through it. So the basic play mechanic is that you're a mole. See, as you can see, I'm digging through the ground, and you can surface and then bury yourself. And when you're underground, you can dig around and then resurface where nothing is above you. And in its simplest phase, it allows you to circumvent obstacles and that sort of thing in the overworld. But before long, enemies start to show up, and they require some defeating. You start getting puzzle elements like these black balls that you have to shove, and you can actually push and pull, which is a little different than most puzzle games of this type. Usually it's one or the other, but no. You can also grab and hold and fling balls and work your way through the puzzles. And of course, you know, the balls become offensive items. Defeat those dudes who are hanging around down there. When you drop a ball into a hole, it pops out in its sort of spawn point. The little, those little puckered circle things, whatever those are. So, you know, there quickly becomes this sort of challenge to figure out how to complete a level. And the game grows pretty complex pretty quickly. Eventually you start coming up against what appears to be a bunch of Yoshis who want to do Mr. Mole harm. I don't know why. He's such a friendly little mole. Anyway, this is a Nintendo Classic on Virtual Console today. It is, I believe, $2.99, and it's definitely worth checking out. Virtual Console doesn't see a lot of game releases, but at least Nintendo's kind of making good on this whole 8-bit summer thing that they were promoting. Boom. Yeah, of course, there are added complexity as to the game, such as when you come across these hard rock areas, you can't dig into the ground. You have to break through gates, avoid enemies, that sort of thing. You know, like I said, it's very Adventures of Lolo-ish, but has its own distinct charms and is a pretty damn good game. So, yeah, give it a shot if you have $3 on you. And come on, who doesn't? That's like the price of a coffee. I would say this is probably going to give you longer-term enjoyment than a cup of coffee, unless you're the kind of person who really, really nurses a cup of coffee.